Okay, good morning. Welcome to
Math practice number 201.
201. Can you believe we've done 201 of these?
Yeah.
So, we've been talking about circles a little bit this week and pi. So do you remember the formula for the circumference of a circle?
Well, you times the diameter by pi.
Very good. Pi times the diameter, or 2 pi times the radius. Why is it 2 times the radius and only 1 times the diameter?
Well, because 2 radius is equal 1 diameter.
Very good. Very good. And what about the area? What does the area equal?
Well, you have to do the 2 pi to the radius squared.
Just pi, 1 pi.
Pi to the radius squared.
Pi times the radius squared. So those are our formulas we have for a circle, and then there's lots of other really neat things we'll learn about later. But so what I'm going to do here is I have a square, and let's say the side of the square was 8. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I cut a circle hole out of it. And the question is, how much area is left? What I've colored in blue.
Well, we have to figure out the area for the circle, and then subtract that from the total area of the square.
Okay, so which one do you want to do first? The area of the circle or the area of the square?
Well, let's do the area of the square, 8. The area is 64 for the square.
Okay, so the area of the square. Oh, these markers. We need to order some new markers, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's try this green one. Area of the square is 64. Okay, 8 times 8.
Yeah.
Right, now what about the area of the circle?
You have to do pi times the radius squared.
Okay, so the area of the circle equals pi times the radius squared, so what do we have to figure out?
The radius times pi.
Well,
We have to figure out the radius.
we have to figure out the radius. What's the radius of this?
It's a quarter of the circle, which is this part.
Okay, the radius goes like anywhere from the center to this, to the side, okay? So how long is that?
Well, it looks like it's 8 long, because it reaches this 8.
Well, what do these 8s represent? How long are those 8s? Why don't you draw me how long 8 is in this?
It's
All the way.
8 is this long, so
Yeah, does this look as long as that?
no.
No.
But we can see that 2 of these equals this, so this must be a diameter's length.
Right. You see how it goes, the diameter goes from bottom all the way to the top?
Yeah.
And what is the radius to?
It's half of a diameter.
So how big is the radius?
4.
Aha! High five for that one. Good job. So write that in.
So
Write 4 for the radius. 4. Yeah, obviously. Okay, so what's the area then is what?
well, we have to do 4 times 60. 64.
Remember, here's our formula for the area of the circle. Pi times the radius squared.
You have to square the radius, so it's 4 pi.
What's the radius?
Oh, 16 pi.
The radius is 4, so what's 4 squared?
16.
Okay, so the area is 16 pi.
Right.
Okay. So what's the area that's left over when we take the circle away from the square?
We have to do 16 pi minus 64 minus 16 pi.
64 minus 16 pi. That's a funny number. Now, do you want to figure out about what that is?
Okay.
Okay, so pi is about 3.14.
Yeah.
So let's do 16 times 3 first. Because pi is about 3. What does 16 times 3 equal?
16 times 2 16 times 2 is 32.
16 times 2 is 32. Yep.
And then we have to add another 16 so that it's 48.
32 plus 16 is 48. Okay, so pi is a little bit bigger than 3, right?
Yeah.
So 16 times pi must be a little bit bigger than 48. So maybe it's around 50.
Yeah.
So 64 minus 16 pi is about the same as 64 minus 50,
Yeah.
which is about 14.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat, right? But we can just leave it like this, 64 minus 16 pi, because that's an exact answer. That's exactly how big that is.
Yeah.
If I drew it right. Do you think I drew it right?
Nah.
Probably not. Alright, well that's cool. That's a cool circle and a square problem. You have fun with that?
Yeah.
Alright, good job. Would you mind erasing the board for me? Thanks, son.